I recognize the member for Miramichi West.
Madam Speaker, I stand today with the consent of my colleagues from every party represented in the House. I would like to thank each member of this Assembly, regardless of which party they represent, for the agreement to allow me to speak today. By giving me the opportunity to speak today, my colleagues have given me the opportunity to say farewell to this House. As we all know, being a member of the Legislative Assembly comes with many sacrifices. Our families, our spouses, our parents, and our children are often the ones who sacrifice for what we do. My wife and children have supported me in the public life, despite their own wishes to have more time with me at home, and I truly appreciate their support. I could not have done this job without their love and support, and a thank you does not seem to be enough, Madam Speaker. But to my wife Kathy and our sons, Mikey and Dylan, thank you for your unconditional love and encouragement. Thank you for giving me the courage to try to make our community, this province, and our country a better place. Since being elected in June of 2022, it has been my privilege to serve as a representative of Southwest Miramichi and now Miramichi West. I would like to thank my constituents for their election for me in the past two elections. In 2022 and again in 2024, my family, friends, neighbours placed their trust in me, and I will be forever grateful for their support. There are many people who deserve a special mention today, too many to name, but there are two specific people who I feel deserve to be acknowledged. First of all, I must mention Lauren Amos. Lauren passed away last year, but I would never have been elected in 2022 if it weren't for him and his help and guidance. Lauren was a builder, and his legacy lives on in our community, our province, and our country. I must also mention Jimmy Whalen. Jimmy stood in for Lauren in the past election and was at my side for most of the door-to-door during the campaign. Jimmy knows just about everyone within an hour radius from where I live. Like Lauren, I would never have been elected this past year if it were not for his help. I would like to thank the Leader of the Opposition for his work and the role that he has done to date. He has had a difficult task ahead to unite our party, review our policies, and organize a leadership convention for his replacement. It will not come as a surprise to anyone that there has been tension between him and myself, the Leader of the Opposition. But I believe it would be the well-being of both of our parts. The Leader of the Opposition and I are both from Miramichiers, and that means we have a love language that is sometimes not understood by many around us who are not from our region. You see, Madam Speaker, I get angry when I'm right, and the Leader of the Opposition gets angry when he's wrong. So it is safe to say that we have often been angry at each other. But he is a good man, and I am sure he is up to the difficult task ahead, and I wish he and our party well in the future. Today is both my first and last chance to speak in this chamber since the last election, and I would like to offer congratulations to our Premier, Susan Holt, on her election as the first Premier of our province. I wish the Premier and her team well, and I'm sure that my colleagues on this side of the House will do their best to encourage and support her government in the management of the affairs of the province. I encourage the Premier to take the strong stand against Trump's administration in the United States and to protect New Brunswickers and their jobs and our economy. Premier Holt is a good example that as Canadians, we can disagree without being disagreeable. And I intend to take that approach with me when I move forward with my next challenge. Madam Speaker, I think that the voters of Miramichi understood that I did not enter politics to come to Fredericton and rubber stamp decisions. I think that my voters understood that I would not just get elected to go along with things. Miramichiers know that I was elected to be their voice in this House. They know that my job was to speak my mind on their behalf here in Fredericton. This is what I have tried to do, whether it suited the Premier or the leadership at the time. It was no matter to me. For the very reasons that I have remained an outsider in Fredericton, I have remained my constituents' choice to represent them here in Fredericton. I work for the people. I trust the people. You will find me with the people every time. On their behalf, I have stood on the issues of importance to them. Some of these issues, like playing our national anthem in schools, the pride in our nation, and the flag, have been issues that might have been discussed at the national level, which made my candidacy for the Conservative Party of Canada in the federal election next month an easy decision after our current Member of Parliament decided to leave public life with short notice. Many members of this House will know that my background is in construction. I'm a contractor. I know what hard work is and what it means. As a contractor, I believe that our nation needs a political renovation. Given my background in construction, I decided that this was a project I would bid on. While the speech may, in fact, be farewell to me in this House, it is by no means the end. In the famous words of Winston Churchill, it is not even the beginning of the end, but it is perhaps the end of the beginning for me. With these words, I bid farewell to this House. I am honoured to have sat among you. Thank you, Madam Speaker.